Hey guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome to another video in ERLC, where today I'm going to go over 5 future jobs and 5 most requested jobs in ERLC. Now before this video starts, I do just want to say that not all of this is confirmed. In fact, none of it is confirmed, and these are just the most suggested ideas that people want to add to the game but are not confirmed to come. But if you do enjoy this video, please like and subscribe as it helps out a lot, and you can also join my Discord server linked down below, and also follow me on Twitter. We do loads of Robux giveaways and we have a great community over on Discord, so be sure to do that. But anyways, let's begin. Okay, so the first one that we're going to talk about is being able to have kind of extra civilian jobs. So there's 2 of these different ones that I'm going to tell you about, and the first one is actually working at the gas station. So if we just head over to one of the gas stations now, there is 2 in the game, so that could be a good factor for having jobs at gas stations, because then there's more that people can work at and everyone's just not in the same place, like on the fire department for example. So these have interiors but they're not functional, you can't do anything. You can roleplay but none of this actually works. You can just be like, hello, how can I help, all that kind of stuff. So they're not actually functional, but loads and loads of people request that you can actually like work here, and where it would say like the normal jobs like police and fire and rescue and DOT, there was like a extra kind of gas station job. Now whilst I think this would be really cool, I'm almost certain that this is not going to be added for many reasons, and I'm going to go into one of them in detail right now. So the game itself is called Emergency Response Liberty County. Now emergency response is implying, you know, fire and rescue, police, sheriff, all those different kind of things. And then there's civilian, which is obviously like the robbery, which is what the emergency response part is for, so the police can actually respond somewhere. And having a gas station worker isn't really an emergency kind of department, so it would kind of make the name not really functional, which is why that I don't think this is ever going to be added. Now it might be, but in my personal opinion I don't think that it ever will be. So let's move on, which is actually kind of Uber drivers and buses maybe. So on the civilian team there are loads of different vehicles and stuff, and people roleplay as Uber drivers. Like people just say like, who wants a taxi, call random people, that kind of thing, but it's not really something that is kind of proper, and it's not really ever functional really, because if you ever wanted an Uber there isn't really anything you can actually call, but people want it to be. So like you can spawn in an Uber car, and then you can kind of have like people, like say this person here was like a bot or something, and he's not, of course, he's a real player, but say if he was a bot, then you would just spawn in your Uber, and then you could just drive over here, pick up him, and then he would have a destination and then an arrow which would point you somewhere on the map, and then you would have to go there, and when you deliver him there you would get a small payment from it. So it would be a good way to make money, and it would be a great roleplay feature as well. And you could also obviously pick up real people as well, and you know, kind of give real people Ubers and stuff, but that still wouldn't really be a thing, because again, emergency response Liberty County, it's not an emergency department, so it wouldn't really make sense. But that being said, people do say that they could just change the name from Emergency Response Liberty County, which yes, they kind of could, but it's not really as easy as that, because so many things in the game are called like Emergency Response Liberty County. Like the entire logo is ERLC, and people know the game as ERLC, or Emergency Response Liberty County, so they'd have to remove that ER or the emergency response from literally every single thing in the game, which is not an easy task because it's like everywhere. So that is why I don't think that any kind of more civilian jobs will come. Don't get me wrong, it might do, and in private servers people roleplay this really well. People kind of have even applications for those jobs, but they're not functional, as I said, and you can't make really money from it, which is quite sad. But that does move us on to the next one, which is over by the sheriff's office. So people want like park rangers. Now park rangers is kind of an emergency service. Now I'm in the UK and we don't really have park rangers, but I think it's kind of like an emergency sheriff kind of thing. So I know that a lot of people kind of spawn in unmarked sheriff cars and colour them green, or maybe even police cars, and they kind of roleplay themselves as a park ranger, and people want like a real team for that. But I think, don't quote me on this, but I think that it's like it's not like its own kind of job, it's kind of built in with other police departments. So like people roleplay as, a park ranger would be like inside of the sheriff's department, just kind of like another section of it, kind of like the SWAT and then the normal officers and then the traffic officers and things like that. And I can't ever see park rangers becoming a proper separate job. Now it would be cool if we had that, but I definitely don't think that will come in the future, or at least in the near future anyway. Again, none of this is confirmed, this is all just my opinion, and from what some of you guys have told me as well. So let's move on to the next one. So the next one is a map expansion, and a map expansion is going to come. We know that from an ERLC stream when they did a Q&A. Someone asked, is there going to be another map expansion, and they said yes. We don't know when, it could be in months from now, but they did say yes in that live stream. I know last time I said it, loads of you guys DM'd me asking for proof because you didn't believe me. But it isn't an ERLC live stream. If you want proof, you can go and look for that. It's on the PRC YouTube channel somewhere. But I do remember them saying that, and it is in a few videos as well. And yeah, a map expansion, I completely agree with. The map right now is pretty small. You can get from one side to the other side in literally like under a minute. If you have a nice fast car, or even just a slow car or an average car, you can still get around the map very quickly, even in a fire engine. And a map expansion would also open up so many more opportunities for the game as well, such as, which brings us on to number 5, the final point, which is kind of semi-trucks, helicopters, planes, all of those kind of things. Now, speaking of this, there is an update coming out very soon, maybe over the next few weeks, possibly months, possibly days, who knows, we don't know. But they have confirmed that something is coming. It's not a car, so it's not like this, which means that it could be kind of a semi-truck or motorcycles, a lot of people are predicting. Some people are even predicting boats, but obviously a lot more would have to come for that. They'd probably have to expand it a little bit more. I mean, they might be able to do it on that river, but I really don't think that'd be too great of an idea. Some people would disagree with that, and it would still work, but not the best idea. And obviously helicopters and planes would also be cool. However, they would be very glitchy. I've said this so many times in other videos. They are really hard to make, and they would cause chaos and ruin a lot of roleplays, because if everyone had a helicopter, and then there would probably be more helicopters flying in the sky than there would be cars driving on the road, which is extremely unrealistic, and people would also be kind of crashing them all in the roads, and it would just be chaos. So helicopters probably won't come, but if they did, then they would need a map expansion as well, which is why number 4 is a suggested update, because a map expansion can bring in so many more things as I'm mentioning now. But helicopters and planes would also ruin RPs, because it would just be too OP. You would be able to get around places so quickly. You'd be able to see so much more, and if you went high enough, you would probably be able to see the entirety of the map. Now maybe they would add a height limit like some other games like Jailbreak. I know those helicopters have a height limit, but that map is so much bigger than ERLC's map. Jailbreak is a huge game, don't get me wrong, so is ERLC, but the map on this is much smaller, so helicopters won't really work. Neither will planes, especially because you need entire runways for that, which would have to be like the length of this entire road, which is just not realistic, because that is pretty much the entire length of the map in ERLC. So helicopters and planes probably won't come. Motorcycles are predicted, though a lot of people think that, and semi-trucks are predicted to come. So if you did enjoy this video, please like and subscribe, because it helps out a lot. Remember to join my Discord server, links below. You can also buy the large donation in my Roblox group, and I will send you a friend request or accept your friend request on Roblox if you sent me one. And remember to join my Roblox group as well, and if you are buying my merchandise and I see you in a video with it, then I'll give you a shout out. So let's give a quick shout out to everyone here. So Trust Trade is wearing the merch. We've got CFR, he's a mod for me, thank you. Jive Lemming, as you guys might know him as. Matthew_odd5, he's a huge fan, he's always in my private server. And II Legendary 7, so shout out to all of you there, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.